What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to this episode of Customs and Restoration with Vic. For today's episode, we got a pair of off-white Air Force Ones. The number one question over the years is how to remove the yellowing from a pair of off-whites and how to clean up the material. Well, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do that. So without further ado, let's get it started. First things first, we're going to put this shoe to the side for before and after purposes. Next, we're going to focus only on the soles. Right now, there's a little bit of junk all around the sole. For this, we're going to grab a pick and pick the stuff out. So right now, the pick isn't really working. In this area right here, there's a lot of gum. So for this, we're going to be using some Goo Gone. We're going to spray a little bit, let it sit for a couple seconds, and then we're going to go back in with the pick and pick it all out. Got the gunk off, now we're on to cleaning the sole. To get the best results when we're ready to ice a sneaker, we want to have the sole as clean as possible. So for this, we're going to be using our RESHOEVN8R solution and our brass bristle brush. Typically, we recommend to use a stiff bristle brush, but in some cases, the brass bristle brush does a faster job. Over time, if you don't properly dry the brush and care for it, it will start to get rusted and it can possibly leave marks on the sole or uppers if you're trying to reset the nap on the suede, so be very careful with that. Bottoms are fully cleaned up, now we're on to removing the yellowing from these soles. So for this, we're going to be using some RESHOEVN8R Sole Revive. You can find this stuff at RESHOEVN8R.com as well as the other shoe care products. Use my promo code down below to save some money. So for this, we're going to apply a nice thin coat all around the sole. Then we're going to place a Saran Wrap over the shoe to keep the Sole Revive fresh. And after that, we're going to put it in the Vick 2000. Good to go with that. Now we need some UV rays to activate the Sole Revive. Let's put these in the Vick 2000. Here's where we're at after about 2.5 days of putting the shoe inside the indoor setup. We got some great results. The sides are pretty much done. We got all the yellowing out. The bottoms are almost there as well. In this front area and this back piece, there's some heavy yellowing going on. We're gonna apply some more RESHOEVN8R Sole Revive, put the shoe inside the indoor setup for another 2.5 days, and let's see what happens. Now, I know you guys see the Supremes on feet. Shout out to Kicksrow for always keeping me laced up. Head over to the website right now to sign up for your monthly sneaker subscription. Let's put these in the Vick 2000. We are back, you guys. We got the shoe out of the indoor setup after it being inside for 5 days straight, and these are the results. As you can see, the sides, we got it back to that nice white milky tone. Same thing with the bottoms. Again, these are not 100% perfect, but they're a lot better than what they looked like before. Later on in this video, I'll show you guys a nice before and after. But right now, I'm gonna talk to you guys about the process. Like I mentioned, I put the shoe in the indoor setup for 5 days straight. Every single morning, I would apply a nice new fresh coat of Sole Revive onto the sole. After about 12 to 15 hours, the Sole Revive dries out. It's very important to keep on reapplying to get the best results. After a few days of having them in the Vick 2000, I realized at the 5th day mark, they were not gonna get any icier. As you can see down here in the center section and this bottom piece, it's pretty dark compared to the rest of the sole. That happens a lot with used shoes. These shoes have been worn down a lot, so these center areas got a lot of wear and tear. At some point, they just tap out. You can put the sole inside the indoor setup for another 5 days or a month. At some point, you just don't get any icier results. In a few, we'll go in depth on the indoor setup, but right now we're gonna focus on the cleaning. One of the most difficult materials to clean up is off-white, and it really all depends on the type of stain and how long it's been sitting on the shoe. This shoe in particular isn't too dirty, but it does have its stains throughout the shoe. Same thing with the insides. The main thing I want to get rid of is the yellowing. So for this, we're going to be using RESHOEVN8R Signature Shoe Cleaning Kit that you can find at RESHOEVN8R.com. That comes with all 3 brushes, solution, towel, laundry bag, and shoe trees. We're going to get started by squirting some solution into our bowl and taking out our insole. Now let's grab our shoe tree, adjust it to size real quick, and insert it inside the shoe. One thing I do want to mention is I'm using hot water for this cleaning. I like to use that on off-white material because it helps break down the grime and dirt in between the layers. So we're going to start off by using our soft bristle brush to start breaking down the grime. So far so good, you guys. The soft bristle brush is doing its job breaking down all the grime and dirt throughout the white uppers. Now we're going to kick it up a notch and move on to our medium bristle brush. I like to use this brush on off-white cleanings on the inside of the shoe to help push some of the grime and dirt out of those layers. All done with the pre-treatment. Now let's complete this cleaning by putting the shoe and insole inside our sneaker laundry bag. We need to put this shoe through a full washing cycle to help us flush out any grime and dirt that's stuck in between the off-white material. And we can't forget our RESHOEVN8R laundry pods. Let's put these in the washing machine. We got the shoe out of the washing machine. It looks a lot better. We got a lot of that grime and stains out of the shoe. Now we do have a lot of yellowing still on the uppers. For this, what we're gonna do is use our indoor setup. Simply what we're gonna do is just let it sit in there for the next 24 hours. It's gonna get some of the yellowing out naturally. It's not gonna get it perfect, but it's gonna look a lot better. Now we're gonna talk about our indoor setup. What we have here is a simple tent that you can find on Amazon, 2 fans on each side to keep the inside nice and cool. And on the inside, we got 3 1500 watts, providing us with 4500 watts of light in total beaming on the shoes. What you see right here is everything you need. Big shout out to my boy Alex, aka Flipping Kicks, for all the knowledge. Now let's put him inside the indoor setup. We're back, everybody. After letting this shoe sit in the indoor setup for about 24 hours, these are the results. In just a bit, I'll show you guys a side-by-side comparison, but let me tell you, there is definitely a big difference. A lot of that yellowing did come out. It's not 100% perfect, but we did get some results. Now, there's 2 things left before we wrap up this project. We gotta lace them up and use our RESHOEVN8R brass bristle brush to reset the nap on the suede, because right now it's really stiff. All right, the moment you guys all been waiting for, the before and afters. Let's check them out. First, let's start with the befores. As you can see, clear yellow tint throughout the entire midsole, not to mention the bottoms are a harsher yellow tint. Now the afters, boom. The sides, back to its original milky tone. The bottom, same exact thing. They're not 100% perfect, but they look a lot better than the originals. All thanks to our RESHOEVN8R Sole Revive and our indoor setup. Now let's go ahead and talk about the uppers. For this cleaning, we use our RESHOEVN8R Signature Shoe Cleaning Kit. We gave the shoe a proper deep clean inside and out, got rid of any grime and dirt from the sneaker. After that, we put the shoe inside our indoor setup for a good 24 hours, and that was the trick to removing the yellowing from the uppers. As you can see on the befores, all around the stripes, there's harsh yellowing going on. On the afters, it's not as bad anymore. On the Nike signs, on the before, it has a yellow tint throughout the entire edge. On the afters, it's not as bad anymore. It's back to that nice clear tint. Now let's go ahead and talk about the mesh throughout the entire shoe on the toe box on the sides. Same thing, we got it back to its original white tone. The trick really is our signature shoe cleaning kit, our Sole Revive, and an indoor setup with a lot of lights. Again, to get these type of results, you need a badass indoor setup that provides a lot of lights, such as the one I have. The one I have provides 4,500 watts of light. The old indoor setup that I had only had one light and it did not get results like this, so keep that in mind, you guys. Overall, this restoration would have not been possible without RESHOEVN8R products. If you guys want to achieve these type of results, head over to RESHOEVN8R.com right now and use my promo code down below to save some money. Hope you guys enjoy this video. This is Vick Almighty. Catch you guys next Monday. See you guys.